Revenge films.
I've been married for 3 years now and have had a happy life with my husband and our 1-year-old son. But after our son was born, my husband began to treat me differently and not in a good way.
I'm not attracted to you anymore. You're just my son's mother, that's all.
Why? What changed?
For some reason, I'm repelled by you. Don't even think about touching me. You're disgusting. I'll continue to pay for your living expenses, but we're only living together because we have a child together.
I wasn't expecting you to say something like this at all. I was caught off guard and shocked by my husband's harsh words. I still had feelings for my husband, and I was devastated to know that he was not attracted to me anymore. My husband and I continued to live under the same roof, but he was no longer affectionate towards me. He kept his promise and continued to pay for my living expenses, but he didn't give me as much money as before. I was having a difficult time finding a suitable daycare center for my son, and so I couldn't find any work that would allow me to earn some money of my own. I was still having difficulty coming to terms with the fact that my husband was repelled by me. I was so upset that after I put my son to sleep at night, I would sit in the living room and cry to myself. One night, when my husband came home, I could smell perfume on him, and it wasn't his. I couldn't help but think that he was having an affair, but didn't have the courage to ask him. It did make sense, though. I considered going through my husband's smartphone to look for evidence of his infidelity, but I remembered that he kept his phone locked at all times. What was I going to do now? I wanted to find out the truth about my husband. One day, when I was in the supermarket with my son, a woman came up to me from behind.
Oh, he wasn't lying when he told me you were totally unattractive.
The woman was about 10 years younger than me, and she looked like a model.
No wonder your husband would cheat on you. You're not making any effort to look nice for him.
Can I help you with anything? My heart told me that this was the woman that my husband was having an affair with.
Don't tell me that you didn't know about me. Your husband made it clear that he no longer loves you. I feel sorry for you.
So I'm guessing you're my husband's lover?
Yes, that's right. Your husband loves me so much. But he tells me that he wants to leave you to be with me. He feels nothing for you anymore.
I was embarrassed and angry at the same time. Why was this happening to me? Look, we just met. You don't need to be so blunt with me. And you're committing adultery here. I could sue you.
Sue me if you want, but your husband is going to do everything in his power to protect me. I'm not scared of you. And I'm sure that you don't want your marriage to end. Your son would grow up without a father, and you wouldn't want that for him. All I want is your husband's love. I don't need to marry him. Do you want to see photos of us in bed? I'm sure that he doesn't look at you like this.
To my horror, my husband's lover showed me photos of them in bed. Not only was my husband not attracted to me, but he was also having an affair with a younger woman. I was shattered. And why did I have to look at naked photos of my husband and his lover? I was beyond livid. I was angry that I had to be put down by my husband's lover. I wanted to burst into tears, but I didn't want to give the woman the satisfaction of seeing me cry. I then went home and waited for my husband. When he got home, I told him about the incident at the supermarket. Your lover came up to me at the supermarket and had the audacity to show me photos of you two in bed together. How could you do this to me and your son? I knew that you were cheating on me.
I told her to stay away from you, but I guess she didn't listen to me.
Do you realize how much you're hurting me? I don't deserve to be treated like this!
This isn't my fault. You're the one that stopped making an effort to stay attractive.
How is this my fault?
Before you gave birth, you wore makeup and nice clothes. But now you don't even bother.
I've been busy raising our son. I don't have time to take care of myself. You would know that if you offered any help at all. Even if I dress nicely, the baby is going to ruin my clothes. I need to focus on my child. I don't have the time to go shopping for nice outfits.
I don't want to hear any of your excuses. If you want me to leave my lover, I suggest that you make an effort.
I can't believe how condescending you're being.
Do you even have the choice of leaving me? You don't even have a job. You can't live without me.
Well,
I mean, who's going to hire you when you have to take care of a baby as well? If you were to get a job, You need to hire someone to look after our son. I'm sure that it's easier for you to stay at home and live off of my money, but if you want me to continue paying for your living expenses, I want you to show me some respect. Don't piss me off.
Both my husband and his lover assumed that I wouldn't be able to live without my husband, but I was going to prove them wrong. I was going to leave my husband and get revenge as well. I lost both my parents when I was in high school, so if I were to get a divorce, I wouldn't have any close family to support me. My mother's sister and aunt lived far away, but she was someone that I could count on, so I decided to give her a call. Hello, Karen. Nice of you to call. How are you? How is your family? The minute I heard my aunt's voice, I began to cry. Then I told her everything. What your husband did is so unforgivable. He and his lover need to be punished. I want to leave my husband, but I don't know if I'll be able to find a stable job. What should I do? Leave it to me. My son is a lawyer, and he could help you out. I had met my aunt's son, Alan, at my parents' funeral, and I remember him being very kind to me.
If you ever need anything, consider us your new family. We're here for you, Karen.
After speaking to my aunt on the phone, I set up a meeting with Alan to discuss my plans for divorce.
Karen, long time no see. I wish we could have met under different circumstances.
Thank you so much for offering to help me out. It means a lot.
I'm happy to help. Your son is adorable, by the way.
Thank you. He's the only thing that keeps me going these days.
I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that you and your son can live comfortably. So, you're sure about filing for a divorce?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Leave it to me then.
True to his word, Alan investigated my husband's affair and prepared for my divorce. Alan obtained my husband's lover's place of work and home address and told her about the repercussions of her affair. Alan also got in touch with my husband and his office. During that time, I packed up my things and got ready to move out of our home.
I'm sure that you don't want to live under the same roof as your husband after what he did to you. I'll lend you some money, so you should move out and get your own place.
I received a phone call from my husband after I secretly moved out.
How dare you contact my employer and tell them about my affair? You need to fix this! Where are you?
I moved out and I'm not telling you of my new address. I'll be seeing you in court. You and your lover assumed that I had no one to turn to, but my aunt and cousin helped me out. My cousin is a lawyer and he'll be representing me in court.
How could you do this to me?
It seemed that my husband had assumed that I would never leave him or ask him for alimony. Alan told me later that my husband's lover called him and yelled at him for telling her employer about the affair. It seemed that her employer fired her after they found out about her illicit affair. She told Alan that she no longer had any amount of money to pay me, but then Alan told her that he would reach out to her parents instead. When her parents found out about the affair, they were ashamed and furious. Her father forced her to move back in with him and his wife, and he went to find her a job so that they could pay me the money for the damages that she caused. As for my husband, he didn't give in so easily.
Are you sure that you won't regret your decision later on? You're not going to have a happy life without me! If you agree to not file the divorce papers, I'll forgive you and pretend that this never happened!
Actually, my aunt offered me a room in her house, so I'll be living with her, and she's going to help me take care of my son. I've already started looking for a job. I don't need you in my life anymore.
I don't believe this! You're going to pay for what you did to me!
I was so grateful to my aunt and Alan for giving me the opportunity to take back control of my life again. And I was happy that I no longer needed to see my husband or his lover. My husband wasn't fired from his job, but things were awkward for him because everyone in the office knew about his affair. My husband didn't make much money, so after he paid me alimony and child support every month, he was left with little money. My son and I are doing great with the help of my aunt and Alan. I have no idea how my ex-husband and his lover are doing now, but I don't care. I just hope that they regret hurting me and that they are spending their time trying to better themselves.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.